The DRC is in big trouble. They are about to make a deal that may change everything. In what can only be described as a jaw-dropping move, the Democratic Republic of Congo has reportedly reached out to the United States with a shocking offer that sounds like something out of a modern-day colonial playbook. Come protect us, and we'll give you access to our $20 trillion mineral deposit. According to the Wall Street Journal, President Felix Tshisekedi sent a letter to President Trump last month, offering a security agreement in exchange for U.S. military help in fighting off violent rebel groups that have taken over parts of eastern Congo. In the letter, Tshisekedi writes, according to the Wall Street Journal, and I quote, "Your election has ushered in a golden age for America. Our partnership would provide the U.S. with strategic advantage by securing critical minerals such as cobalt, lithium, copper, and tantalum from the Democratic Republic of Congo."
How do you think a minerals deal, if it comes to fruition, would benefit Americans?
Silicon Valley companies know exactly what I mean. And so I think this partnership will help these industries develop more and more innovative products.
Whew. All right. The DRC is sitting on a gold mine of mineral wealth, reportedly over $20 trillion worth, from gold to diamonds to copper. But the real crown jewel? Cobalt. Over 60% of the world's cobalt reserves are in Congo. And cobalt is essential for powering the modern world. Everything from electric vehicles to smartphones to renewable energy infrastructure. It's no exaggeration to say the DRC is at the center of the global energy transition. But here's the catch. The region is unstable, and these minerals have long been a source of conflict. In this contest, President Tshisekedi is saying, we can't do this alone. We need help, and we're willing to trade access to our resources for peace and stability. In the letter, he even goes as far as saying, and I quote, "It's in both our interests that American companies like Apple and Tesla buy minerals direct from source in the DRC and unlock the engine of our mineral wealth for the benefit of all the world." Mr. President, first of all, why would you ask another country to come in and unlock your mineral wealth for the benefit of the world? Why not start with for the benefit of our country? Let's be honest. With the kind of mineral wealth the DRC is sitting on, it should be the U.S. knocking on your door, making you an offer, not the other way around. Now, let's be clear. The desperation is understandable. Okay, the conflict is real, the suffering is immense, and the Congolese people deserve peace. They deserve stability. They deserve better. But offering up your country's natural resources in exchange for foreign military intervention, that's not a strategy, sir. That's a surrender. Where is the African Union in all of this? Where are the regional allies? Why not build a continental coalition rooted in African solutions to African problems? Go to Burkina Faso, go to Ghana, go to Mali. I mean, I know they all got their own problems, but there's got to be a better way, Mr. President. This is heartbreaking and honestly frustrating that we keep seeing the same cycle play out over and over and over again across the continent. We need leadership that moves us forward, not back into the arms of dependency and exploitation. Did you forget the root cause of your country's problems? Did you forget that it was a Western nation? Did you forget what Belgium did, Mr. President, in the Congo? Your people deserve better. And what happens in the DRC doesn't just impact DRC, it impacts the entire continent. Let's break the cycle. Let's not repeat it. This deal is dangerous. It opens up the door to corporate colonialism marked as partnership. And history History is there for a reason. And it has taught us that once you hand over control of your resources, getting it back is next to impossible. The DRC is at a crossroads. And this moment demands vision, not desperation.
If I am not wrong, when you people have been talking about a colonized mind, this is what you've been talking about.
First of all, I want to let you know that I'm the only African reporter accredited here at the White House.
Wow.
And I cover for the entire continent. So I just arrived from Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo,
Right.
yesterday. I went to see firsthand how the people is feeling and the president's message, President Felix Tshisekedi, about this upcoming peace deal. And let me tell you firsthand what I've witnessed myself. I spoke with the people on the street. I spoke with youth. They know your name. They know that a president named President Trump is working hard to finally bring peace to the country. I saw hope. They have hope now for a better day in Congo. They see what you're doing as a future, better future for Congo. And I had opportunity to sit down with President Felix Tshisekedi for an interview because I want to understand his mind, what he's thinking, his feeling about everything that your administration is doing. And he told me firsthand that for many years, many American presidents overlooked this conflict. They didn't do nothing. Even myself, I cover President Biden's administration. I pressed many times about this conflict. People are dying in Congo. This country has so much potential, but they need help because this war is destroying the country.
Right.
They never gave me any answer. And he told me, President Tshisekedi, that you have no idea, he's very thankful for what you're doing, for what your administration is doing. Not only him, the entire Congolese people, they see that finally they will have hope. And President Tshisekedi also mentioned at the end of my interview that when peace finally comes to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, he's thinking to nominate you as a Nobel Prize Peace because he said you deserve, you have been working to bring peace in the world, not only at the Congo, and he's very hopeful to meet you in the future.
That's so nice, boy. And that's so beautifully stated. And Caroline said, number one, she did say, and I shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect, she said, she's beautiful, and you are beautiful. Okay? I'm not allowed to say that, that could be the end of my political career, but I said it anyway. But you are beautiful, and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you.
That was well put.
So you covered Africa.
It is either this young lady is the mind, the colonized mind that we've always been talking about, or number two, she is a sneaky, maybe, or an agent. You don't know, maybe she's being paid or working under the so-called, I don't know, it's FBI or I don't know which service, or maybe she's paid, okay? Maybe she's earning, maybe she's just a right-hand woman. I don't know how to describe her, but if she's not fitting in all those that I've mentioned, then she has a problem and she needs to be checked. Because if you are a black person and you can boldly stand before everybody and begin championing Donald Trump on how he has been able to help Africa in terms of security, in terms of peacemaking and all that, then definitely you must be having a very big problem, because we are having eyes that are opened, we are having minds that are sober, we can be able to see, we can be able to read, we can be able to understand. We are not fools, yeah? And if at all there is peace that Donald Trump has been able to bring to any country in Africa, then we must see it. We need to have seen it. What we know as people who are sober is that every single country that America has visited, they left a wound. And every single country that they are visiting today, by the time they will be leaving, they will leave wounds behind, including that Democratic Republic of Congo that you are using to tell the world that Donald Trump has brought peace there and the people of Congo are happy. Who told you people of Congo are happy? Have you been to Congo? You need to go on the internet and see what the people of Congo are saying about this coalition of Donald Trump and themselves in terms of giving 70% of the minerals in return for peace. Yeah? These are things that African nations should be doing it by themselves. Donald Trump, first of all, those credits you've given to him, you've given those credits for nothing. He does not deserve those credits because he didn't go to bring peace in Congo for nothing. He was given 3/4 of the minerals of Congo. He was allowed to mine 3/4 of the minerals found in Congo. Without that, he would not be in Congo today. And trust me, when his time reaches for him to exit Congo, Congo will remain in chaos. We've seen it happening. France was in Burkina Faso. It was in Burkina Faso for the last 13 years. But when France was going away from Burkina Faso, during the time of Ibrahim Traore, when Ibrahim Traore was coming, Burkina Faso was still being under terrorism attacks every day until Traore took over. So no Western country or Europe country is coming to help you or to bring peace. You would have at least even wait until that peace can be verified before you come on camera and telling people that, or praising Trump and giving him credits for making Africa a better place or for helping Africa in terms of peace and all that. You have a problem. This is what Trump is doing. Trump has always focused on destroying, not building. He has always focused on destroying, not building. So if you think Trump has built anything, Trump hasn't built anything. Take a look at what Trump is doing.
So remember when Trump called Haiti, African nations, and San Salvador shithole countries? Now, I'm quite sure you remember Haiti. And I want to make sure I include all three because as we see, his racism is in full blast. Don't tell me he's not being racist. So let me tell you how the statement even came about. They were talking to Trump about the visa lottery system. And he's upset with the lottery system. He don't want anybody coming from those countries. So he was going on. And the president asked, why should we give Haiti special consideration? And this was his statement. Why do we need more Haitians? Take them out. I'm quite sure you could hear a pin drop in the room. And somebody from the back yelled, because if you do, it will be obvious why. Because his racism. It was in full display. And you know how you know that is racism? Because he said the U.S. should have more people coming from Norway. Norway. He don't have a problem with them migrating over here. One of the whitest countries in the world. So initially he denied the statement. And then on that Friday, he railed on Twitter talking about the Democrats, that they seem intent on having people and drugs pour into the country from the southern border, risking thousands of lives in the process. It is my duty to protect the lives and safety of all Americans. We must build a great wall. Think merit and end lottery and chain. Your wife came in for an Einstein visa. I see nothing that she's intellectual whatsoever. But yeah, this is how you know that it's racism. And I don't see how you can ignore it. Now, it's very easy to recall that he called Haiti a shithole nation, right? That's the headline. But I think it's very important that when you're talking to someone that Trump is racist, that you have the whole story behind you. You know why he said what he said. Put it all together. The racism is loud and clear. You guys have a blessed day.
America under Trump will have no time for Africa. Their only interest in Africa is that you keep your Africans at home. You saw what he said to Nigerians. I like the people of Nigeria. Many of you are very clever. You become very good professionals, but please take your professional training to Nigeria and serve your country. You are not going to see much attention given to Africa, let alone Kenya. Secondly, Trump is coming when AGOA, the African Growth Opportunity Act, is winding down in 2025. So the best that can happen is a limited extension with new conditions of duty-free, quota-free access to American market for products coming out of our EPZ zones. Otherwise, we're going to see a lot of shedding of jobs that have been sustained over the past 20 to 25 years around AGOA. Number three, America is going through a phase where 20 years ago, it supported globalization. Let people who are more efficient in labor relations produce things, and then we bring them to America while we produce the superior technology things. In the last 10 years, it went what they call nearshoring, that instead of importing parts from China and Southeast Asia, we start importing them from Mexico and Canada. And what you see, what Trump saying before he comes into office, 25% increase of tariffs on Canada and Mexico. It means that it's going beyond nearshoring. He wants production processes to be reshored inside the US. So a lot of jobs that are dependent on American markets, apart from things like coffee and so on, are going to be lost.
Donald Trump does not love any single African country. Donald Trump has no any interest, any positive interest for the people of Africa or for African countries. Okay? What I want you, madam, to know, or the so-called journalist, is that America or Europe country is not in Africa, any single country in Africa, for the wellness of an African country. It is in Africa for them to exploit, for them to take, not to bring, for them to destroy, not to build. Yeah? That is what they are doing in Africa. In the Holy Bible, the Holy Book, it is written somewhere, the devil came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Yeah? And the real devil are the Europe countries. What they came to do in Africa, they came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. For many years, we've seen them stealing and killing and destroying. Yeah? Because devils can also be human beings. The devil uses human beings to orchestrate or to execute his job. So the people we are seeing who are just as well as devils, yeah? Because we are seeing them stealing, we are seeing them killing, we are seeing them destroying. What is the difference between them and the real devil? What differentiates them and the devil? They are the same as the devil. Therefore, they are the devil themselves. So that is what America has been doing to African countries. And they don't bring or give anything for nothing. I saw people in the comment section saying, America is well off, America is good, America is bigger than Africa, America is what, America is far. What is America? Africa is a continent, America is a country. Africa is a continent of 54 countries. America is a single country. Don't compare America to Africa. America is very far. And everything that America has is what belongs to you. This USAID we've been receiving all the times from America, saying America is helping Africa. It is our own money. It is from our own wealth. They've been making wealth from our own resources. Then they're trying to make themselves look better. They're trying to make themselves look good. They're trying to make themselves look nice people. There is no good people in these people. There is nothing good that comes out of these people. Everything comes out of these people towards black people. It is bad. Look at what black Americans have been going through, tough times in America. And then you're telling me here that Trump, we are happy because you're trying to bring peace in Congo. You're bringing peace in Africa. Which Africa? There is no peace that is being brought in Africa. Europe countries are bringing chaos in Africa because through this chaos, they harvest. The war that we've been having in Congo was caused by them. How can they solve something they caused themselves? Are you this journalist? Where are you? Do you live in Africa? Are you really an African? Or you are a foreigner who just landed in Africa the other day? If you are someone who has been living in Africa, you will know that what we are saying, it's true. America or Donald Trump or any other Europe country has no interest of Africa at all, at all, at all, at all, at all, at all. There is nothing like that. You can't lie to me. You can't lie to anybody. You can't lie even to a kid that is growing. You cannot lie to them. People who were used to lie to were the old generation, the generation that existed a long time ago. The existing generation can no longer be lied. The youths of Africa, the black youths, not only in Africa, even in America, they can no longer be lied. Black people who exist today, they can no longer be lied because the truth is out. We've read books, we've read history, we understand. If these people would be good people, colonization would never have happened in Africa. Africans were killed, they were destroyed, they were enslaved. They went there and they were working to the farms. They were working so hard and they were tired and they were beaten up and nobody could stood on their protection. And you're telling me here he's working to bring peace. Which peace are you talking about? Which peace? It is pieces. They are coming to Africa not to bring peace. but to make sure they have left when Africa is in pieces. They come in the name of peace. They leave when Africa is in pieces. That's what they do. Don't tell me anything about peace. You are talking about peace. Look at what Donald Trump is busy doing.
Right, let's rewind to April 2nd, 2025. That's when President Trump, barely 3 months into his second term, stood behind a podium and declared Liberation Day. According to Trump, it was time for America to liberate itself from what he called decades of unfair trade practices, one-sided deals, and foreign dependence. And with that, he dropped the first bombshell, a sweeping 10% tariff on all goods entering the U.S. from countries that didn't have so-called reciprocal trade agreements. No exemptions, no special terms, no AGOA protections for Africa. And then it escalated. Trump's team then rolled out country-specific rates, and African nations were hit very hard. Lesotho, a tiny landlocked country that depends almost entirely on textile exports to the U.S., was hit with a proposed 50% tariff. South Africa was slapped with 30% on its agricultural and industrial exports. And several other African nations saw higher than baseline rates too. The tariffs were initially set to go into effect August 1st. And since that announcement, there's been a scramble. But here's the thing. Trump has already signed new trade deals with China, Europe, Brazil, even Vietnam and several other countries. But Africa, still waiting, still shut out.
So my Caribbean cousin, the Trump administration just announced a travel ban on 7 African countries, stating that they pose a high risk on the Americans and also they tend to overstay their welcome. These countries are Sudan, Somalia, Chad, Libya, Congo, Eritrea, Equatorial Guinea. While the Trump administration have a travel ban on African countries, those in the Caribbean, those in the CARICOM, is welcoming African investors to the Caribbean. What may not be potential to the US of A may be very potential to the Caribbean community.
Donald Trump is busy blocking African countries from accessing the United States the United States. He is busy doing what? Busy like. And you're here telling me that Donald Trump wants to bring peace in Africa. Which Africa? Busy blocking African countries from accessing the United States of America and allowing the US citizens to come to Africa whenever they want, and you're telling me bringing peace. Which peace? We have been called criminals in their land, but they are in our land, walking around majestically. Nobody has to ask them questions. They move around wherever they want to go. Yeah, coming out and going in and moving around, and they do not want anybody to ask them anything. And you're telling me that he is busy working for peace. Which peace? They are working to finish Africa completely. And I'm telling you, you're the person who is saying that Trump is working to bring peace in Africa. Wait for another years. Wait for another few years. When they will have taken everything from Congo and they have left, you will see what will be happening in Congo. This war will still be there. The only person who can finish war in Africa is Capt.Ibrahim Traore and Africans themselves. And the people from Africa, the leaders in Africa who have decided they want a change, not Donald Trump. If Donald Trump was willing to bring peace in Africa, then Congo, the war that is in Congo would have stopped a long time ago. But he waited until he was given something. It is not for free. And again, it will not happen. It's a lie. There is no peace that is going to be brought in Congo. They will steal, and at the end of the day, they will leave Congo the way it is, and the war and the fights every time. At the time, can't we solve our own problems? Must we engage and include Donald Trump? Who is he? Who is Donald Trump? Omo? That lady annoyed me. Tell me what you think on the comment section. I'll do my best to make sure I read the comments and give a response where possible. I am Atamba Haiti. This is African Streamline. Thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. If it's the first time to be here, don't forget to subscribe. For the returning subscribers, I salute you. I tell you every day, Africa is home, and anything that concerns Africa concerns me and you as black people. God bless.